Hey guys, what's up? In this After Effects tutorial I show you how to make slideshow in After Effects using no plugins. So let's start. Before we start, I want to ask you if you are not subscribed to our channel yet. So, do subscribe and hit the bell. First, create a composition and name it Image 1 Holder. Hit OK. I have already imported some image. Drag your first media to the comp, adjust the position. Create another composition and name it Image 1. Drag Image 1 Holder to this composition. Press S for scale properties. Create a keyframe at the start, move to the end and increase the value to 120. This way we created a motion for the media. Right-click in the Layer panel and select Solid. Rename it to Matte. Press P for position, move 1 second, make a keyframe, go to the start, and drag the matte solid to the right. Select both keyframes, and choose Easy Ease or press F9. Go to the Speed Graph editor and drag the last keyframe to the left. Play, it's good. Choose Alpha Matte for Image 1 Holder. Select Image 1 and press Ctrl+D to duplicate the composition. Rename it, open it. Press Ctrl+K to open composition setting. Change width to 300 and height to 600. Select both keyframe for the matte solid, then press Ctrl+Alt and F to fit it to the size of composition. Now change the start position and reposition the media comp. That looks nice to me. In the project window, make a new folder and put all the comps inside it to keep the project organized. Create a new composition and name it SC1. Increase the width and height. Right-click and select Solid to use it as background. Apply Fill Effect and change the color to something like this. Now drag the image composition to Scene 1 and apply CC Image Wipe Effect. Increase completion around 90. Duplicate Image 1 composition, delete the effect, and then decrease the size. 80 sounds good. Also lower down the opacity to 40. Now duplicate the layer once more. Increase the opacity to 100, decrease the size to 63 and drag it to the right. Add the next image composition to the scene. Scale it down and drag it to the left. Play it once. The images reveal at the same time. Make some variations. That is good. Double-click on the rectangle tool to create one, disable stroke and add color to it. And now drag it from sides inwards to change the size. Double-click on the anchor point tool. It makes the anchor point to center of the rectangle. Add Fill Effect and change the color to something like this. Add Scale Animation to the rectangle shape. Don't forget to Easy Ease the keyframe and move the last one to the right in the Speed Edit graph. Let's add some more elements to the scene. Create new rectangle. Disable Fill and increase stroke to 5. Double-click to add it to scene. Open Rectangle Path options and make it smaller. Add Fill Effect to it and change the color as you want. To animate the stroke, add trim paths and animate it as I do, by adding keyframes for endpoint. Duplicate the rectangle stroke and add some variations to it. Drag them below the image comps. Right-click in the layer window and add an adjustment layer. Rename it, make it smaller from sides. Add transform effect and increase the scale to 110. Add fast box blur and increase the blur radius. Drag this layer to the left side. Add position animation to it as I do. Adjust the animation speed. Select Text tool, click in the comp to create text layer, increase the text size, write your text, you can choose any font, and put it below the image comps. Add another rectangle stroke, change the size and put it below the text. Select text and rectangle layers, make sure they are aligned properly. Add scale animation to the rectangle by adding keyframes for size property. As always, add easy ease to keyframes. Add fill effect and change the color to something like orange. To add text animation, go to Properties and from Animate select Opacity. Bring opacity to 0, go to Range Selector Options, increase the value to 100, create a keyframe, go to the Start and change the value to -100. Now change the shape to ramp up, also turn on the random option, that's good. The text should appear a bit later. Duplicate text layer, rename the layer to BG text. Increase the size, switch it to stroke, and move it behind the image comps. Add position animation to BG text to look better, really cool. Create another duplicate of text layer and switch it to stroke. Add the slide number as text. Move it to the right. Increase the stroke size. I have already imported some elements. Let me add them to the scene. Maybe position this one on the right side. Duplicate it and make it smaller. Select Text tool and drag to make a paragraph. Add your text to it. Switch it back to fill. Make other changes, decrease the opacity and a bit of blur to it. Move it behind the image comps. Duplicate it and move it to the right side. Add opacity animation to them. Also add opacity animation to elements layer. Now play the slideshow. To make the animation look more dynamic, select all the layers except the BG layer and activate 3D option for them. From Layer menu add a new camera, then add a null object and rename it to Camera Control, make it 3D, parent camera to null object. Now we can control camera setting using this null object easily. Open position property, go to 1 second and add keyframe, move back a little, change the position, add keyframe. Now move first keyframe to the start of composition. Go to 3 second, create another keyframe. Go to 4 second and move out the camera to create out animation. As always, add easy ease to keyframes. It will be better to add a little of scale animation too. It was for today's video. Make sure to check the other videos on this channel to learn more about motion graphic tips. Be the best of yourself. See you in the next one.